The story begins by showing us an Earth that is completely devastated and in a very bad state, because the world's rich people had built their own paradise above the Earth called Elysium. No one dies there because every disease can be cured with just one machine scanning, and the poor were living in the world which was no less than hell, and people would die from common diseases. There's only one way to go to Elysium. That is a lot of money. A man named Max, who has had only one mission since childhood, to somehow open Elysium for all people and let the poor live there too. And that's why Max works at Armadine Company, because this same company built Elysium, and this company makes robots and weapons for Elysium. Spider and his gang who send people to Elysium illegally. This time he has sent 3 ships full of people to Elysium. And these ships were all such people who needed to go to Elysium for treatment. Spider's men put IDs on people's hands so that Elysium's machine considers them citizens there and treats them. Among these people is also a girl who is going to Elysium just for treatment of her leg. The ship takes off and heads toward Elysium. Here in Elysium, the Defense Secretary Decode is peacefully having her party. She gets to know that 3 ships are coming toward Elysium, so she goes to headquarters and orders to activate Agent Kruger. But Agent Kruger is a crazy and mad agent. He goes to the missile machine and launches missiles from the world itself. The first missile destroys 1 ship, then the second ship. But the 3rd ship survives and lands below, and everyone gets off and runs. Decode orders to catch all the people, whether alive or dead. Robots come there to catch everyone. That girl's mother is running with her in her arms near a house. She puts her in the medical machine, and the machine scans her hand and starts her treatment. And then the treatment is completed, and that girl can now walk. The girl's mother is very happy that now her daughter can walk. But robots come from behind and arrest both of them. Decode gets a report that 59 people have been killed and 34 people are alive, and she orders to deport everyone back to the world. They put those people in a ship and send them back to the world. Here on the ground, Max is standing in the bus line. He sees that some police robots are forcefully checking people. Those robots also come to Max and say that you have committed many crimes before. What's in your bag right now?
Hair products, mostly. I'm just fucking, hey, I'm just going to work, man. There's nothing in the fucking bag.
At that moment, the bus arrives there. So Max says, "Let me go. I'm going to work." But the robots push Max aside and take him to the side. The robots break Max's hand with a stick and then search his bag. When nothing comes out of it, they say you'll have to go to the station to file an accident report, and saying this, they leave from there. Max goes to the hospital so he can get treatment for his broken hand. In the hospital, he meets Fry, who was his childhood friend and has now become a nurse. She bandages him. Then Max goes to the police station to file a report. He sits in front of a robot officer and tries to explain to him that this was all just an accident and nothing else. The robot officer says you broke the law by not getting your bag checked. This is the last warning. If it happens again, Max will get 5 years in jail. Max says sorry to him and leaves from there. Max gets on the bus to reach the company as soon as possible. He reaches the company, and his manager catches him on the way and asks, "Why are you late?" Then looking at his hand says, "You can't work like this. Get out." Max says it's nothing, just a small injury. It will be fine by evening. The manager gives him permission to work. Max goes inside and sees the company's CEO, Carlisle. He tells his friends, "Look what a luxurious life he's living." Above, the CEO is in a board meeting. He says, "I have no interest in breathing the dirty air of the ground. I'm just saving this company so profit can increase." In the evening, Max is coming back from his work. His friend sees his hand and asks, "What happened to you?" Max says, "Yeah, just the police." Then his friend says, "Dude, I need to talk to you about something." He says there's a rich man who has come to the ground, and he has 4 very expensive cars. My plan is that tomorrow during the day, we 3 people will go and steal those cars. Max says it's a very bad plan. Better than this is that at night we 2 people go, steal 2 cars, and set fire to the other 2 and get out of there. He becomes quiet while talking and starts going toward home and says, "I don't want to go to jail again." From behind, his friend says, "Dude, you're a legend, and now look at your condition." The next day, Max is doing his work when a machine's door gets stuck and a notification comes on the machine. He tries very hard to fix it, but it doesn't work. From behind, his manager says the whole line is stopped because of you. Then the manager looks inside and says there's a platform stuck inside. That's why the gate isn't closing. You go inside and set it. Max refuses and says this is very risky. So the manager says go inside and fix it or someone else will do it and I'll fire you from work. And saying this, he leaves from there. Max understands that he'll have to go inside. So he goes inside to fix it, and as soon as he fixes the platform, the gate closes. The machine starts and a notification comes on the machine that there's organic tissue in the machine and radiation enters his body. Many laborers come running there, but the gate doesn't open. Then a robot takes him out, but but Max is unconscious. Max wakes up and there's a robot in front of him. The robot tells him that deadly radiation has entered his body and you will die in 5 days. Then the company's CEO Carlisle comes there and asks the manager why production has been stopped. The manager tells him about the accident, so he says whether someone lives or not, the company doesn't care. You continue production, and saying this, he leaves from there. Inside, the robot gives Max medicine and says eat this medicine as long as you're alive so you can work. Here in Elysium, Decode is called in the committee meeting and told that yesterday during the day you took many lives. On top of that, you used such an agent who is completely crazy and kills people for his own fun. This is your last warning. And then Agent Kruger is fired from work. On the ground, the agent gets a notification that he has been fired from work and he has to return all his weapons. So he becomes very angry and says, I won't return anything. Here Max comes home and his condition is bad and he falls on the way while coming home. His friend sees him and goes to help him and brings him inside the house. After coming home, Max is vomiting a lot. Max tells him radiation has entered his body and he only has 5 days left, but its treatment can only be done in Elysium. I'll have to go to Spider. His friend says, but Spider's ticket is also very expensive. Max says he will definitely give me a ticket. He'll have to give me a ticket. His friend takes him to Spider's hideout. Max goes to him and says, Spider, I need an Elysium ticket and ID. So Spider says, do you have money for the ticket? So Max says, I'll come back and work for you until the money is complete. Spider gets up from his seat and says, you know how many people come to me every day saying the same thing.
I'll get the fuck out of here right now.
Then Max puts a pen on his throat and says, I was in jail for you for 5 years. I need a ticket because I'm going to die in 5 days. Hearing this, Spider says okay, but you'll have to do a very difficult mission. Then Spider takes him inside the office and shows him a chip and says this is your ticket to freedom. Then Spider tells him his plan that we just have to steal data from any Elysium billionaire. This chip has to be put in his brain, and once the data comes, all his money is ours. We'll become very rich. Max's condition is getting worse. So Spider shows him an exosuit and says we'll install this in you. Max gets very angry at the CEO, so he tells Spider that we'll target Armadine Company CEO Carlisle because he has a lot of money. Here on the other side in Elysium, Carlisle comes to Decode to renew his contract. Decode takes him to a secret room from where no sound can go out. Decode tells him that your company built Elysium. Can you make changes in its system to make a new president? He says yes. In a way, I can reboot the system through coding. Then we'll make changes in this and make a new president, and both their deals are done. Here on the ground, Spider takes him to Sandro for the operation. He first puts an ID on him which is most necessary for Elysium, and without this, Elysium's machine doesn't work, and then takes him to the operation room. Sandro tells him you'll have a lot of pain in the operation. Then he gives him an anesthesia injection and his operation starts. They are installing the complete exosuit in him, and after the operation, they turn on that suit. The next morning, Max gains consciousness and Sandro checks him to see if his suit is working properly or not. Max is now completely ready to somehow go to Elysium and get his treatment. On the other side, Carlisle completes his coding and secures all the data inside himself. He saves it in such a way that if something happens to the data, he will also die with it. Here Max meets his team who are preparing to attack Carlisle. After a while, everyone leaves and reaches directly outside Carlisle's company. Max's companion tells him that we have to target Carlisle's ship. As soon as his ship takes off, take aim at it. Decode gets Carlisle's message that he is coming to Elysium. Carlisle comes out of his company and heads toward Elysium. He sits in the ship and starts flying. Max fires on the ship, then immediately comes back to the car and chases the ship with his team. When Max activates the bomb, the ship starts falling down. At that same time, Decode also gets news of this accident in Elysium. She gets worried because only Carlisle has the key to Elysium. She immediately calls Agent Kruger and tells him that Carlisle has some confidential data that someone is stealing, and no matter what happens, it's necessary to save it. For this mission, she sends Kruger a complete war ship and his 2 old companions. Here Carlisle's ship falls down and Max reaches there with his team and takes out all the stuff for the attack. Inside, Carlisle orders his robots that there are some people outside and go finish them. The robots come out and attack them. Here in Elysium, Decode is getting minute-by-minute reports. Max sees the robots are attacking a lot, so he takes out the most dangerous gun and fires bullets at the robot. The bullet blows up the robot, and its pieces scatter here and there. Then he and his friend come near the gate and cut the gate with a laser. Then Max pulls Carlisle out, but from behind, another robot attacks them. So everyone starts firing bullets. One bullet hits Carlisle, but Max attacks that robot and takes out its head. Then he runs to Carlisle and Sandro starts the data transfer. Carlisle tells Max, "You don't know what you're doing." By then the data transfer is complete, but it seems as if the data has become corrupt. Then Kruger comes with his ship. Seeing the ship, the team's condition becomes bad and everyone starts running. Kruger first kills Sandro. Max and his friend are running in a car, but the agent attacks the car and flips it over and gets down and comes to catch Max and beats Max a lot. Then Max's friend attacks the agent. The agent kills Max's friend, but then Max fires bullets and Kruger falls right there. Max sees that his friend has died. He becomes very sad but runs away from there because of the ship. After some time, Kruger regains consciousness. And at that same moment, Delacourt tells him on a call that the data has been stolen. Now, no matter what happens, Max has to be caught alive. Hearing this, Kruger immediately climbs back into his ship to chase Max. Delacourt gets a report that Carlisle has died, so she thinks that now only from the data can a president be made. Delacourt comes to her office and immediately orders that all signals in the USA should be jammed. When Spider sees that all signals are jammed, he understands that Max has such data that Elysium wants, and that's why the ship came there during the mission. The agent's companion shows him on the screen that the data that was transferred there was Elysium's reboot program. He launches some of his discs from the ship that can track Max. Max is walking in a very bad condition. He comes outside the hospital with great difficulty to meet Fry and get his treatment. Fry sees him on the road and runs to him. He says, "Can't go to the hospital. You'll have to take me to your home." She brings Max to her home and treats him. In the morning when Max wakes up, Fry asks him, "What happened to you?" Max tells her that he was doing a mission for Spider to get an Elysium ticket, but everything went wrong during the mission. Fry introduces her daughter to Max, and Max realizes that both of them could be in danger because of him. So he starts to leave from there. Fry stops him and tells him that her daughter has last-stage cancer and she is going to die. That's why Max should take her to Elysium. Max explains to her that very dangerous people are after me, and he says sorry and comes out. As soon as Max comes out of the house, he notices the disc. He runs and hides behind a car. He gets up and throws a stone at the disc, but by then the system has detected him. Seeing this, Kruger orders to go down. Fry is sitting in her room crying because now there are no chances of her daughter surviving. Then the agents break into her house. The agent hits Fry and asks where's Max. When she doesn't tell him, he kidnaps Fry and her daughter. Max then comes outside Spider's hideout and kills Spider's people. Max goes inside and Spider tells him, "What data do you have that Elysium people are going crazy for?" Max says there's nothing. The whole mission failed, and on top of that, all the data also got corrupted. Just now send me up. Spider says all signals are jammed and whatever data you have is very important. Let me see that data. Spider connects him to the computer and sees the data and understands that this is Elysium's reboot program. He tells Max that for this data, those people will find you from any corner of the world. Max asks him, "What is this?" Spider tells him that this is Elysium's reboot program. Whoever has this data can run the entire Elysium. At this moment, you have the key to the entire Elysium. You can give everyone permission to go to Elysium, and as soon as the signals open, we people will go there. Max asks him, "When can we go?" Spider says in 3 to 4 days my people will finish the signal jam and then we'll leave for there. Hearing this, Max gets angry and says, "I don't have that much time," and saying this he gets up. Max is about to leave from there when Spider puts a GPS on him. Max goes near that disc and says, "I'll blow up my brain." Seeing this, the agent says let's go near that disc quickly. As soon as the ship lands, the agent comes out of the ship. Outside, Max is holding a grenade in his hand and threatens that if they don't take him up for treatment, he'll blow up his head and all the data will be ruined. And if his treatment is done properly, then Elysium people can take his data. The agent says, "Okay, let's go to Elysium. We'll get your treatment done there." Both climb inside and Max sees Fry there. So he feels very bad that Fry got into this trouble because of him. The ship flies to Elysium and the agent updates Delacourt that we people are coming to Elysium. Delacourt orders to remove the signal jam. Here Spider sees the signal jam is over. He tells his man to quickly track Max's location. He sees that Max is going toward Elysium, so he tells his companions, "Everyone get ready quickly. We have to go to Elysium now." His team immediately gets into the ship and they also head toward Elysium. Here above, the ship comes to Elysium and takes permission to land. The ship is about to land when the agent and his companion try to snatch the grenade from Max. Because of the fight, the ship's system goes out and it starts spinning in the air and everyone is falling here and there. And in that fight, the grenade slips from him and explodes, and this blows up Kruger's face and the ship starts falling down very badly. The falling ship destroys a very large part of Elysium and stops outside a house. Here in headquarters, Delacourt orders to put a level 5 high security alert. She comes out out of her office and Elysium's president asks her, "How did you put a level 5 alert?" So Delacourt says this is a declaration of war, and that's why now my order will run in the entire Elysium. Fry comes out of the ship and runs toward the house so she can treat her daughter. She lays her daughter on the machine, but because of not having an ID, the machine doesn't work and a soldier comes from behind. So Fry requests him that I just have to treat my daughter, but that soldier makes her unconscious. Max's eyes open and he sees that Delacourt is right there and some scientists have tied him up, and then he sees Fry on one side. Delacourt asks the scientist, is his data correct? The scientist tells her that yes, the data is correct, but if the data is taken out, his life will be lost. Delacourt says okay, no problem, just nothing should happen to the data, and all this data is very confidential, so keep it safe. And saying this, she leaves that room. At that same moment, Spider and his team's ship also lands in Elysium. Those people come out and then track Max's location. A soldier of the agent goes into the operation room and picks up Fry from there and takes her with him. When soldiers put the agent on the machine, they find out that only his face is blown up, but his brain is completely fine. Those people start his treatment, and the machine fixes the agent's entire face. The agent gets up and says, "Where is Max?" Here in the room, Max attacks the scientist. He tells one scientist, "Where have the soldiers taken that girl?" The scientist tells him that they have taken her to level 3. Max is about to leave from there when his condition gets worse. Delacourt comes to the agent and tells him, "You are very foolish. You dropped an entire ship in the residential area. I told you to do everything quietly, and you made so much noise." Kruger gets very angry hearing this. Delacourt says if everyone finds out what we're doing, both of us will be hanged. Kruger kills her and says, "Now I'll become the new president here with that data." Kruger orders his team to burn the entire headquarters. Whoever you see, kill them. Then he also takes out an exosuit for himself so he can fight Max. His team goes and starts destroying everywhere, and the entire headquarters catches fire. Max is running from level 2 when he sees Spider on the screen. So he tells Spider that with the data in my brain, you can make all the world's people citizens here. And then he tells him to reach near the main system. He goes near the lift and eats his last medicine. Here the agent soldier is beating Fry. Then Max comes from behind and beats the soldier. Max is beating him when another soldier also comes there. So Max picks him up and throws him toward the second soldier, and himself hides behind a table. The second soldier is continuously firing bullets. So Max picks up a gun and fires, which blows up that soldier's pieces. Then he goes to Fry and says, "You take her near any machine. I'm now going to make all people citizens here." Then he and Spider leave to go near the main system and are about to reach when Kruger comes there and then attacks Max. After fighting a lot, Max throws him down. Spider hacks the gate to the system and both enter the main system room. Spider connects him to the main system and makes all the world's people legal. But a notification comes that this will kill Max. He tells Max that if everyone is made a citizen, Max will die from this. So Max tells him, "I know, but this will save all the world's people." Spider gives him the keyboard to press the button himself. Max tells Fry on the walkie-talkie that this is our last conversation. "Do you remember I promised you that I would open Elysium for all the world's people? I'm going to fulfill my promise." Then he presses the button, which kills him. Then the president comes into that room with police officers, and those people start catching Spider. Elysium's main system reboots, and all people become citizens here. Here Fry sees that the machine has made her daughter a citizen, and then the machine starts her treatment. After treatment, Fry becomes very happy and hugs her daughter. Here a robot comes and removes the police and says, "I have to save Elysium citizens." And then a notification comes on Elysium's system that many citizens need healthcare, and it sends many medical ships toward the world, and below all people are running toward that ship so they can get their children treated. With this story ends. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and like the video. And if you want to watch any other movie, please tell in the comments below.